Directive activated. Dreaming.
It works. I knew it would, but combining mnemonic fragments in this way is complicated. Hello, mortal. I am a memory Gestalt facsimile. Sotha Sil in all but flesh. I see Nilfestraten's bid for control over the probabilis is over. Good. He lacked the capacity to understand it. The hero who saved Somerset. I knew you'd be the one I'd speak to here. It's not often that one bound by mortality comes to my attention more than once. Most, like Nilfestraten, are wisps of smoke in the fires of time. The savior of my clockwork city. I knew you'd be the one I spoke to. It's not often that one bound by mortality comes to my attention more than once. Most, like Nilfestraten, are wisps of smoke in the fires of time. Even as a mnemonic fabrication, I know that many will take issue with my work. Nilfestraten tried to reconcile his beliefs with reality, and his answers fell short. He led to false conclusions, as he was always going to. I could not, just as he could not stop himself from committing this act. Cause and effect are matters of fact. Now that the Draken event is concluded, Proteus will receive new safeguard directives. When we are through, speak to Proteus. Of course, I cannot promise you satisfaction, only that I will answer as truthfully as I am able. You didn't sate your curiosity the last time we spoke. Very well. Ask your questions. I'll answer you truthfully, though I cannot promise that you'll find my answers more satisfactory this time. Mnemonic fragments store memories. I sought to use the memories to create an artificial animus. Alas, all I was able to achieve was the appearance of a fully developed soul. I am a convincing lie. Artificial, perhaps more than Proteus. I know because the Sotha Sil who made me knew. Knowledge, foresight, whatever name you give it, it is my burden. Such is the duality of my mind. I know I am not the true Sotha Sil, but my memories are his. My thoughts mirror his. I speak like him because the memories allow for only one way of speaking. I exist only for the sake of this conversation. Proteus will preserve the mnemonic fragments so I will not fall to ruin, but I will not grow or develop either. I will be stuck in stasis until such time as circumstance alters my course. I hope my original does not face the same fate. The progression of time is linear. It expands in both directions at a fixed rate. Nilfestraten activated the probabilis. Therefore it must be functional so that it could be activated. Do you think leaving it the way I did was irresponsible? A platitude, but still you are correct. I followed my only course of action. You seem resolute in that. The truth, which is what I promised, is that this wasn't your decision to make. It was mine. I did what I had to, as you would have done in my position, regardless of the outcome. My laboratories here in Kemel-Ze were the beginning of a much larger project. I knew where my experiments in tinkering would lead, but without starting here, those goals would never be achieved. Because I knew my success, I also knew my course. I could offer you a convincing lie, but I did promise the truth. Knowing and understanding are entirely different. I knew what I needed to create down to every gear and wire, but still, I did not understand a single piece. Precisely. I suppose you could say that I worked backwards, and in doing so found more answers than I thought I had questions. In desperation, all things consume one another. Is this a sign of imperfection? Or is this the fundamental truth of creations? Is it separate from the morality of the mortal world? Others believe in chaos. They think their choices give them agency. I know differently, and yet I find myself hesitating. Am I actually worried my actions lead to failure? Time wears you down to nothing. You break and stagnate. How do I keep you functioning after I leave? I've studied countless specimens. None are without flaws, yet all achieve a sort of beauty. Is that it? In order to create a form this pure, must I master the art of irregularities?
It took the Creator a long time to differentiate mandatory flaws from those he could improve upon.
You think, you talk, you move, and you have a name. What is missing? You, Proteus, have more purpose than half of all mortals. So why aren't you better than them?
The Creator left before I could learn the answer to his question.
Given time, your joints will wear down. Your precision footpads will dent and crumble. But in this moment, and only this moment, you are perfection itself.
Self-repair was the only way the Creator could circumvent inevitable deterioration.